So yeah, this is the code for this template. So basically, I just created a basic template for the home page of the gallery. And if you look at it, it's just the wireframe. So here it is right here. So it's just set up with nav bar with 4 buttons and then sections, and you could put text or images. I was thinking this one would be a big image. So let's say you pick like a particular artist. Maybe you have an intro to the artist here, a picture or a painting that the artist created, maybe another image down here, and the 4 buttons going to the different galleries. So it would kind of, so if you want, I can send this to you, and what you can do is just use it as the like the foundation of the website. So for example, in the buttons here, you could add your nav information. So I guess what I can do here is actually put some comments and say add links to the list items for your nav. And so in here you can add a link, and your link would go to your pages here. So you would have, let's say, a pages folder, and then that would be gallery, and then inside of it would be gallery 1, let's say. And here you'd have to adjust some things up here, but I can also add for that A tag font size, like 20 pixels, maybe even bigger. Let's see, gallery 1, and then we can do it. We can center it. I think let's see. Actually, do margin 0 auto. And then I would say text decoration none. Actually, let me go back to and let me see. So you can add your gallery information down here. I think there. So you can have your gallery. Actually, this first one would probably be you could say home actually.
Gallery 1, right?
Yeah, you could actually, I only wanted 3, and then this could be like a home button.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you would add your pages in a pages folder, and then create like 3 more pages that are somewhat similar to this. But those additional pages, what you can do is you can take this code and you go into the folder that this is found in. So I'll send you the folder as a zip file. So if I go up in, let me figure out where I put this. So gallery template. So I'm saving this page as an extra page that you can duplicate, and I would call it gallery 1. So I would create a new folder in here, and I can give this to you, call it pages. And then call this gallery 1. And then when I click on that, it should, let me see. That has to be gallery 1. So now when I go back and I click on that link, it should go to pages, gallery 1, .html.
Oh, HTML, right?
Yeah, there you go. And so I think the only thing that's missing would be if I go into this gallery 1 page, I'm going to open it. And what I would do to this page is, so this is gallery 1, but maybe add I think it needs like another banner going across to explain that it's gallery 1. So maybe push these 2 items down. So what I would do is after the nav bar, over here, create a another div, and just call this header, like your header that goes across, and then call it gallery 1, and it's going to I did it in the wrong, actually. So I got to go back here and open up gallery 1. So, okay, here's gallery 1. So what I would do is add a header. Down here. So div, actually I can just say header. I don't even need to make it a div. And then call this gallery 1. It's really tiny right now, but I would add just a style for that. So so header, and then So there you go. So, and then I have to make these small. I would change the layout too for the galleries. So what I'll do is, instead of using text block and sections, so this is a section. I'll make it more obvious by making the color of the border. I'll take that border color and I'll make it, let's say, red. Actually, for my section, I'm gonna make it red and make this like 6 pixels. And it's a little bit too big, so let me decrease the width. So the red outline here is my section. So instead of having, let's say for the gallery you wanted more images going across, let's say. So sections are basically where you can put your gallery image and some text inside that gallery. So what I can do is down here, instead of having 2 sections, I can decrease the width of the sections. So I'll make the width, let's say 400. So I have 2 sections that are 400, and I will decrease the margin as well. So I'll make the margin from left to right smaller. Let me, so now I have smaller sections. The text block is where I can put the text that describes the image for the gallery. So the text block will have to be more narrow, so the width has to be smaller than the section. So I'll make it 380. So see how the text block fits in nicely? And just so you can see it better, I'll make that border bigger, and I'll make it a dashed border. So that's where your text can go, but the area on top, maybe that's where you put your image for the gallery. So instead of using text block on top, I'll use this main image here since I already have it set. And again, I'll make that width less, and the height will be less as well. So, oh hey, I see more people. So what I'm doing is showing Hanaya the template that I sent you, Felicia. So I sent you this template for the gallery.
Right.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking the index. So this is what I sent you. I sent you basically this gallery page, and you can start to fill in the template. So
actually, I have something to show you. I started using.
Maybe do all this work. That's okay.
I have something to show you. I started using XD.
Oh, cool.
And I have 3 pages of it done.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I just need to see, you said something about adding code to that, and I don't know where to go from there.
Okay, so yeah, let me talk about that for a second. Kind of let me do this though. I'm recording this.
Okay, no
What I
problem.
can do is you can have this as an example, because I think it helps. What I was doing though, I sent you this basic template that you see up here, and it's set up as your home page for the gallery. And
Right.
what I did was I took this and I duplicated it and I turned it into a page, and then I added my links down here. So these are the links
Okay.
for the pages. So this gallery 1 over here, I put it inside a folder called Pages, and it's basically just a duplicate of the home page. So if I
Right.
go into gallery 1 right here, what I'm doing is the red boxes are the text boxes here. I got these, well, I got 2 sections. So the red boxes that will contain my gallery image is basically the section, but I just made it more narrow. And then I have text boxes here, I made those more narrow, and then this is like an image box right here, and I'm gonna take an image box now and replace the text box. So if I go into Gallery 1 now, that's what I'm starting to do. I'm starting to take the code that I already have and just reconfigure it for the gallery page. So the green dash is a text box, and here this main image, I'll make it instead of black, let's say I make it blue. I'll make it the border for this so you can see it. I'll make it 4 pixels, and I'll make it, instead of solid, I will say dotted, because that's an option for border. So I have these little dots. Actually, if I make them really big, you'll see really big dots. So this area right here can be where the image goes. And I basically want an image on top though, and a text explanation down below. And then I want more than 2 gallery items, so I'll just add 2 more of these. So if you go down to my HTML, if I go down here, I have sections, and the sections contain my text block. But I really want my sections to contain not 2 text blocks, but a main image right here on top, and then a text block down below. So I'll just go down here, and I will change this to main image. And now the main image, you see it inside that section. It's too tall, so I just have to decrease the height. So I'll go back up into main image, and I'll make that height 500 pixels. And then I'll make my text block like 200, let's say, so it fits in. This main image has a margin of 80 pixels top to bottom, so that's a little too much. So I'll change that to like 10, so it's less. And now it's fitting in with the red section.
Right.
And then I'll just decrease the height of that section as well, because this box that surrounds everything is like the main wrapper for the whole gallery. So I'll go into sections up here. Instead of 900, I'll make it 750. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. 780. So that works. So now all I have to do is repeat the first text box 3 more times, and now I have a gallery that has 4 images with exclamations down below going across. So I will go down here, and I don't need, I'm going to get rid of this one. So I'm going to copy this section here. I have 2, I have 3, and I have 4, but it looks like they are a little too wide, or the margin is, there's too much margin for each one. So I'll just go back up now to my sections and just decrease the margin. I'll decrease the margin. The second number is the margin on the right and left sides. So maybe instead of 40, I'll do 20. And now they all fit nicely. They maybe
Can you center that?
Sorry?
Can you center all 4 of those?
Yeah, so I just have to, the way to center these would probably be to just play with the margin a little bit. So yeah, just playing with the margin. That was too much.
Yeah.
So there you go. So I'm just adjusting the margin, changing the increments of the pixel, the pixels there, and then I think that works. And so what you can do now is take this page. The only thing I want to fix is these links got messed up a little bit. So here's my home page, and the home page needs to go up a level out of the folder into the main folder where your index is. So I'm just going to fix that. So this actually needs to go up. So to go up, I would do dot dot slash and then index, because the index is the home page, so it's going back up. And down here, I just need to fix these. So this is gallery 1. So this should be fine like this. Gallery 1, and then I'll just copy this here. This would go to gallery 2, and this would go to gallery 3. And I'll save that, and then now that I have the gallery page, I can duplicate this 3 times and then just change the name. So I have gallery 1. I want to duplicate gallery 1 and change the name to reflect the links here, and then the whole site will be done, and then it's just a matter of adding my images, adding my text, and then getting rid of the borders, because the borders are just like a visual aid.
A visual placeholder, yeah.
Yeah, it's like my wireframe. So I'll save this. So you have your home page. Click on that, it goes to the gallery. I just have to create a gallery 2 and 3. So I'll go back to my desktop. And I got a lot of folders here. Let's see. I'll go in here. I will go into desktop. I'll go to date modified and find gallery 2. So I go into pages, I have gallery 1. So what I can do here is copy and paste that once, paste that twice, and then just go ahead and change the name. So I need a gallery 2, so I'm just going to change the name to gallery 2 for that one, and then change the name of this one to gallery 3. And then I'll go back into brackets and test it. So I click on gallery 2. Oh, I have to add 2 to that link. Add 3 to this link.
And I think HTML.
Oh, and yes, and .html. And then there's gallery 2. There's gallery 3. Now let's see, why is it not going to gallery 3? There you go. There's gallery 3. I just didn't save it. And then I can go to these galleries. I just need to probably fix the links throughout. Then it should be fine. But basically this would be everything. And then I would have to go into, if I open up each gallery now in brackets, I'll open up gallery 2. Here's gallery 2, and I would just go down here and change the header to gallery 2. I had to fix this, so it should be HTML, HTML, and dot HTML. So it's now gallery 2, and then I should be able to click on these links and go to the other galleries. So it looks like
save?
Yeah, let me see here. Oh, the other reason why it's not working is because when I go inside the pages, now gallery 1, 2, and 3 are all at the same level. So I don't want to go into pages, I just want to stay at gallery 1. Same with gallery 2. So you're not going down into another folder called pages because you're already in the folder called pages.
Oh, okay.
And so if I do that now and re-click on this, now I click on gallery 1, it goes to gallery 1, go to gallery 2. I probably have to go back up now and fix gallery 1 the same way. So HTML, get rid of pages, save, and then the final thing I would do is I would make sure that gallery 3 is correct as well, following the same pattern here. And then go to gallery 2. I'm at gallery 2. Go back to gallery 1. I'm at gallery 1. Go back up to the home page, and now I'm at the home page. The only one that needs to be fixed now is gallery 3 needs to be fixed. So if I use these links, it's not going to work because I haven't fixed that yet. But now you see the structure. So yeah, I can send this to you. I'll send it to you guys, and then you can use this as a template going forth. And the question, so Felicia, you're asking me, you made something in
XD.
XD. So yeah, what I got was this application. I'll open up XD, but I got the application hoping that it would work a certain way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I was a little disappointed because it didn't give me what I wanted it to give me. I thought it would be a quick way to convert an XD document into
HTML.
Yeah, so I think it's called Yotaku. Yeah, so here it is. So basically what I did was, I was like, okay, I'm going to create a bunch of templates. Because I wanted to create more than one. I sent you one template, basically, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to create like a bunch. Like, I was getting really ambitious, but I didn't want to create them in HTML from scratch. So I was like, well, if I create them in XD and there's this plugin that converts it to HTML, that would be great. So I came across this site called Yotako. Am I saying that right? Yotako. And I was like, wow, this is great. It's saying seamless transition from Adobe XD to HTML CSS. This is exactly what I wanted. And I've used these things before. The problem is some of these sites, they don't give you the best code. What they do is they, instead of creating something that's responsive, they'll use the position property in CSS, and then they'll create fixed positions. And I don't want that. I want something flexible. I'd rather use like a flex container. So if I make the screen, the viewport area wider or more narrow, everything flows nicely.
Right.
And so this was basically saying, oh, this will give you, it won't give you that fixed position. It will give you the nice responsive code. I was like, oh, that's great. So let me log into it to show you what it is. Let me see if I remember my login. So basically they offer different subscription tiers. The free one is limited, and I had to pay $29 for the one that actually converts. But once I paid for it and used it, I didn't like it. So, and I'll show you why. I might have to try this a couple times. I have so many passwords now. It's driving me crazy. Um, so this is a site. So the idea is you create an XD project, and once you pay your $29, they give you a code. So here is XD, and they give you a code that will let you activate a plugin. So here's the plugin right here. And basically what you do is you create your layout. So this is the layout. So if you look at this layout, it's exactly like the gallery homepage that I was just showing you, right? So I was like, and XD, like you've used it, it's super fast, right?
Right.
You just you're doing your layout, it's very quick, it's very efficient. And then you go in here, you pick a name for the project, and you find the XD project that you created, and then it sends it to the website, and it creates your code for you. And it does another thing too, which actually is kind of nice. It connects to your GitHub site. That's something I haven't really talked about, but GitHub is a website for coders. It's like a social network for coders where you can add code. So if I go here, I'll show you my GitHub site. I haven't even put my GitHub site in here yet, but you go in here and it goes to the GitHub site, and then it has your code. So it has my code here, and if I click on that, it creates all this HTML, right? Mm-hmm. So it's nice that it creates this HTML. It creates these divs. The styles are basically my sections going across, and then it puts everything into this style sheet up here. And there's two style sheets, and then if you look at the style sheets, go into CSS, and then here's your style sheet. But if you look at it, it's using, well, I guess it's you can see the flexbox, but I guess when I'm looking at this, the fact that it's calling everything style, it's a little, it's not intuitive, so it's just a lot of information.
Right.
And then my feeling was, you know what, it's just so much, it's giving you so many styles, it's just overwhelming. So if I sent this to you,
I'd be lost.
Yeah, you'd be lost. So it's like, you know what, it's just too much. So at that point I was like, I don't like the fact that it's giving me my styles like this. I would have to go back and rename these to something that made sense and maybe get rid of some of them. And that's why I just decided just to go ahead and do it from scratch. So, when you see my brackets version, this here in my brackets version is just way simpler. So if you go into back into brackets, instead of having, let me clean it up, instead of having 100 styles in there, I have like 10, and then they're all named properly too. So wrapper, nav, list item, sections, text block, main image, the AA tag for the links, and header. So I think this is much more easier for you to do. So anyways, my lesson is, I thought I could be lazy and spend the money and have it create something for me. But the reality is, it was probably just faster for me to just create it from scratch and then, save $29. So that's where, when I was talking about, hey, create something in XD, I think there's a fast way to convert it to HTML. Well, the reality is, I think it's better if you look at it and then convert it to HTML, just the manual way, like learn how to do it manually. So what I can do is, if you show me what you got, then I can look at it and I can kind of tell you the direction you should go.
Okay.
Do you want to do that real quick?
Yeah.
So let's see. So So I'm going to give you control. Where are we
I
at?
need to pull it up first, but
Okay, I'll give you a couple.
I'll let you know when it's up.
Okay. Anyways, so everybody else though, I see Jason, you're here. When you're here, right? So yeah, for everybody else, you see, I'm basically helping Felicia and Hanaya with the gallery project by creating a template, just so they can get further ahead and understand the code that would go with the wireframe. So, how are you guys doing?
I'm done with mine, but I'm having a hard time uploading the zip file onto Canvas. It's not letting me upload.
You're having a hard time uploading the file to Canvas?
Yeah, the entire file. It's not letting me like upload. I tried zipping it, and then I tried sending it to through Canvas, because Canvas usually takes zip files, but it's not letting me.
You know, you could. That's my voice really loud coming back. You can create screenshots. Just do screenshots, and then if you want, try just cutting and pasting the code, and sending the code as like an email message.
Oh, but what about like the images and stuff?
Well, don't worry.
Huh?
Yeah, don't worry about the images, because as long as I see the screenshot, I'll understand how you created it.
There's another thing called WeTransfer. If it's a large file, WeTransfer is great. I've sent like 1 gigabyte files through WeTransfer.
WeTransfer, okay.
Yeah.
That's because I have video in it and I want to like actually have it work.
Well, yeah. Well, if you use WeTransfer, if you use WeTransfer, like Felicia's saying, it'll work. So, and then you can send it, send the WeTransfer link to my Canvas email, and then I'll just click on that and it will download. So there's all sorts of options. So there's WeTransfer. There's WeTransfer. I mean, you can use Dropbox. You can use.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll write it down. Dropbox.
I actually spent time figuring out how to like make a video and putting it on the HTML file, and like that's stuck if I wasn't able to show it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd love to see it. After we go through these examples, I'm going to show you how to use an FTP uploader to upload your site, and I'm going to have everybody sign up for Alta Vista, which is this free hosting site out of Italy. I just went to it this morning though, and it's kind of changed. So last year it was fully free, and they're kind of changing the policy a little bit on the site itself. So we'll go through that, and then
I've got my site up.
Oh, cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna let's see. I'll make you. Let's look at what you got in XD. So I'm making you a co-host.
Okay.
Bring it up on the screen so everybody else can see it. And just let us know. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. All right. Oh, this is nice. So, so is this the video, or are you going with that video idea?
I would like to. I'd like to change out this image and have it be a video. It's the video I have is of his work called Quarter Mile, and I shot it from one end to the other at LACMA. And I'd like to replace that image, but I couldn't get it to work, so I just went with a different image.
Oh, okay. I think, so what you got is fairly simple. So
Yeah.
for the first one, for your homepage,
Yeah.
basically you have a header, and then it's going from top to bottom, so you don't have to worry about floats. So the next image, can just be a div. When you have like a big image, sometimes they call it like a Jumbotron, like a Jumbotron screen at a sporting event.
Right.
So that's like your Jumbotron. It's just one huge image. And then on top of that, you would have in the lower corner, enter here. So I think for this type of site too, maybe it is not responsive, but centered in the middle of the screen. And then your enter here button could be positioned, and you'd figure out, you'd use bottom right to position it and fix the position, so you have a button. And then the next one would be somewhat similar, but instead of having one big image on the gallery pages, it looks like you have 3 sections.
Yeah.
So, and you go into the 3 sections, and what I would do is have one wrapper, and then inside the wrapper, you're going to have section 1, section 2, and section 3. And those sections are floats. And so you got to float each one, and then section 1 inside that's going to have an image, and basically inside section 1 right here is 2 additional sections. One would be image, and the next one would be like text. So the style sheet for this, maybe this is a div, and you would call this div artist picture or artist pic, and then bio, there can be a class with the name bio for the text itself. But basically you have, what I could do is, hold on one second. Let me, oh, you're not going to be able to see what I do. Let me see something here. Oh, look at this. Okay, check this out. Hold on.
How do I see your screen?
Do you see my screen?
How do I see your screen? Or are you going to do it on mine?
I'm going to do it on yours.
Okay, fine.
Well, hold on. So this is kind of cool, actually. So actually, here. I'm not going to draw it freehand. Do you see how I just drew that?
Yeah.
I'm going to use a box. So, okay, so header, wrapper. Well, let's change the color. Well, I can't do it. I don't know how to. Oh, let me erase. Okay, cool. So the blue is your wrapper. So you got a big wrapper, and then the green, your sections. Section 1, section 2, section 3, and then inside your sections, you're gonna divide it up one more time for the sidebars. So you got these are what you call an aside too, ASIDE. That's an actual tag. So your asides contain more information. So we'll divide those up. I'll use orange. So you're going to have bio image, bio, and then what you can do for this one is you have this section which contains the caption for the image, right? And then this one would contain your button that's for next.
Right.
So you got header, wrapper, see, this is kind of fun. Header, and then the blue is wrapper. But you kind of, do you understand what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So these are your
Containers.
your classes. Actually you could say dot wrapper in your style, and that would have like the whole width, the height, right? And then your green would be, your green boxes would be your sections, and then I don't know if you need me to draw. Oops. Did it the wrong way. But you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Oops. And I got rid of the wrapper box. I gotta make that again. Yeah, so that's your wrapper, yeah. And let's see. So I'm gonna hit save,
Okay.
and ooh, I can send this to you. So I'll send this to you as I've never used this tool in Zoom before. That's pretty cool.
What is it?
It's the Annotation Tool. So when you share a screen, we can annotate things, which is kind of nice. If you go under View Options, there's Annotate.
Oh, cool.
And that's really cool. Yeah, so it's a great way to actually, it changes, like if you move your screen now, it changed, but since I saved it already, it's fine. And then let me see if I can throw this into the chat window. Well, let me, so maybe everybody can have this. So I just threw it in there. See if you can screenshot PNG. Yeah, that's cool when you move the image away too. Now people can see your wireframe, because XD is not giving you everything that you need. It's letting you place things for the visual, look of things, but it's not giving you the wrappers that you need to hold everything together to create the site. So yeah, that's like in these boxes here too, since it's already up. This box would be like a class called biopic, and this box down below would be a class just called bio, and maybe this would be called painting, and then this can be called, I like to have the classes be very literal in the naming convention.
Right.
So it's obvious when you're doing the code. So this can be caption, and this can be dot button. Yeah, I'll save this one too. So, yeah, so that's kind of like the start of what you need to do, really. So I think that's good.
Now the third page was something I wanted to do. This was, I think it was, but I don't know why I can't see it.
You can't see it anymore?
Well, I see your annotations, but I don't see my doc anymore.
Oh, let me let's see. Let me turn off sharing, and then I'm going to go back and let you share again.
I'm going to come out all together and reopen the doc.
Let's see.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back now and share it with you again.
Yeah, you can share with me again.
Okay, I'm going to do this. Make co-host. So I think you have to say yes again to
Yeah.
share. Okay, so let's go to this, this third one. Can you make it a little bit bigger? So for this one, do you actually have an image overlapping? You have two long images, and then you have this one overlapping both of them?
Right. What I wanted to do was kind of do a call out. So as you click on, to make the images interactive.
Okay.
So like if you click on this one, it would come to the fore, and then over here you would get information about it.
Oh, I think that's too much.
Okay.
It's too complicated because now you're getting into JavaScript.
Okay.
Where you click on something and then you have something else change. So when you do like a hover, when you use a hover, when you click on something using that pseudo code for hover, the thing that you click on changes, but now you're talking about you clicking on something and something else reacts to it. So I would make it like a, you know what, like I would make it a normal gallery page. And I would say you have your two long images and maybe don't overlap them so people can just see
The full image.
the full image. Yeah, and then your caption underneath.
Okay.
But this is very simple too. The wireframe for this would be something like this. So you got your header, and then you got your wrapper. But inside your wrapper, you have two sections. One for the two images, and then you have the sidebar. And then, sorry, I got children screaming in the background.
No problem.
And then you got your two in your one section. You have your two images, and they just go from top to bottom, so you don't have to float anything. And then here, maybe you have your text, and then you have your button again. So it depends on how you do the captions for the images. I don't know how you're going to do them. Or maybe you have a box underneath for your caption. So you have a caption there and a caption there. But yeah, this is a little bit more simple. If you take away this image in the middle and just, don't do the interactive part though, because that's getting things to the next level kind of. So I would just lay it out like this.
Okay. Is a hover possible? Just not so that the image itself moves, but that, or is that still using JavaScript?
No, you can do a hover. So if you do a hover, what you can do is, for that hover, you reference the style sheet that you're applying the hover to, and then you change something.
Okay.
So you just have to figure out what you want to change. So
Okay.
you can actually have a hover change images.
So if I take out that middle image, because basically that middle image is just a call out of what's going on down here.
Yeah.
That I just did a close-up shot of that. If I take out this middle image, I can do that now.
Yeah, I would just
So
take it.
that's gone. And if I do this so that, make that a hover, and I want the text to appear over here. Can I do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that.
Okay. So, and I'll have the text for this one as well appear over here.
Well, wait, you're saying you're going to have a hover and then you...
Like when you hover over it, the text, explanation of what this is, will appear on this side.
Well, see, that's still the same thing as before.
Oh,
So
that's
what I'm
the
saying
same
is, when you apply the hover can only change the item that you hover over.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
it's
if
more
I do
difficult.
a hover here
Yeah.
and have text appear on top of it, can I do that?
Yes. So what you would do is you would have two images, and then in one image in Photoshop, you would have the text bar. So when you hover over it, the image changes,
Right.
the second, it's the same image visually in the same spot, but you
Right.
just added a layer in Photoshop that has text in it.
Right.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
That's the best thing to do.
Okay.
So, okay. So I think it's coming along nicely.
Hmm.
So I think if you want to, with that hover part, I could send you a bit of code so you can see how that works.
Okay. That would be good.
Yeah, and then I'll send you the template that I did, but this is a little bit different than what I'm giving you. But I think you have, if I send you the wireframes, I think that helps you.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Um, okay, so I'm going to switch back to me.
Okay.
Um, let's see. So what I want to talk about today is how to use Alta Vista to have your own host. And I have like this assignment, one last assignment before we get to the final assignment. And this last assignment would focus on um, creating a landing page. And I kind of want to talk about what a landing page is. So I'll get into that. But first, why don't we take like a quick little break? Let's take like a 10-minute break.
Okay.
Then I'll come back and we'll talk about uh, how you sign up for a web host and how you can use the FTP tool inside Dreamweaver to actually upload your file. And everybody will be able to do this since Alta Vista is free and available. So let's do that. Let's take a 10-minute break, and when I come back, we'll talk about Alta Vista.
Okay.
So, all right. All right, I'm back. Okay. Is everybody back? I don't know if anybody. Make sure everybody's there. Okay, so I want to show you how to get your own hosting site, and it's this site. I'll write it down. It's this is the site. This is one I found, Vista.org. And I think I showed you guys last time. I even did a little video last time. So Vista.org offers free hosting. Well, relatively free. I'm learning that they kind of changed a couple things. But you go to altavista.org, and it's this Italian website. Make sure you click on English because it's Italian, and hit I accept. So when you get here, this is what you're going to do. So this is kind of important because it lets you do two different things. It lets you host either a regular HTML5 website or a WordPress blog. And if you sign up and say you hit create blog instead of hosting, you're not going to be able to actually upload your own website. You're going to be stuck with the WordPress template they give you. So when you go here to create site, actually when you go here, it went back to Italian. Let me go back.
Professor, I'm not seeing your screen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to switch it over. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so let me go back into Alta Vista. First off, make sure it's in English. So just click on English. And here it says create site. So this is what you shouldn't do. Don't click on create site. Instead, go up here where it says create blogs and hosting and click on hosting. And that's going to get you into the hosting section. So you're not going to create a WordPress site. Go to start now and just make sure you're here where it says activate hosting. You don't want to go here. So if you, for any reason, you find out that that's clicked, make sure you're on activate hosting. Hit continue, and then you're going to sign up. You can use Facebook to sign up, but if you don't want to use Facebook, that's fine. Click edit, and then add your information here. So add your information and add your email. So I already signed up for this. The other part, though, before I show you mine, give it a name. So you're going to choose a name. So you'll see here, you start typing in a name. If I pick like, it'll tell you if something's taken. If I pick Amazon, well, that's obviously taken. But if I pick Super Pizza is available. So it'll tell you if the name's taken. But once you choose this name, this will be that name going forth for the website you create. So I already have one set. And the way this works is you will put in your information, put in your email, and then you'll get a confirmation in your email. So I did this earlier today. And right now, if you look here, so this is the email that I got back. And it's basically saying that it's going to take 48 hours. Well, it doesn't really take that long, because if I see here, I got that email. So here it is. So to activate, click on the link. And then this is important. This information down here is important. So the username is the name of the site that you gave for that website. And your password is this crazy super long password. So what I like to do is copy this and throw it into a text message somewhere, or create a little sticky note. throw that information in there. I'm just moving some things around. So I got my username, my password, and it looks like I'm ready to go. So click on the link, and it will take you to your site that you created. And I'll show you why it's important to pick hosting, because you'll get something that looks completely different. And then if you do get something that looks completely different, then you have to sign up again, which is no fun, because now you need to find a new email to sign up with. But this is what you should be seeing. And the most important thing right here is under File Management and FTP. So if I just click on FTP, what I get is all the information that you'll need to actually set up your hosting. And so this is important. So you might want to copy this information and keep it safe somewhere as well. But the information here is pretty easy to comprehend. So the host name is going to be the name of your site with FTP in front of it. ftp.logolab is the name of my site. I can actually cut and paste this Logolab and look at it. And if you look at it, you get a welcome message. So this is like the landing page, and you actually get a login to the control panel as well. So this is what you get if you don't have anything uploaded yet. Port 21, you just want to make sure that that's set in the FTP software, and we're going to use Dreamweaver. You can also use FileZilla. FileZilla is a free FTP software tool that you can download. So FileZilla is an option. Let me just, FileZilla is something you can use. That's an option as well. With the Creative Cloud, you can download Dreamweaver, and we can use Dreamweaver too. So that's, I'm going to show you how to do it in Dreamweaver. Then the user is the name of the site. Password is what Alta Vista gave you, that long password right here. Connection type, passive, you want to remember that. Encryption doesn't really matter. So here is FTP information. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up Dreamweaver and show you how to actually use the FTP tool in Dreamweaver to upload a web page to your Alta Vista site. So if you have the Creative Cloud, just go ahead and install Dreamweaver. I already have it installed. So I'm going to go into, when you open up Dreamweaver for the first time, it's going to have a welcome screen, and you can just click through it and just go to Create New. And under here you have some options, and I can pick, just pick New Document is fine. Hit Create, and now you're in Dreamweaver. What's kind of nice about Dreamweaver is if you want to, now that I'm showing you Dreamweaver, you can actually use this on your projects, and it's a little bit more interactive than brackets. But the thing about Dreamweaver is there's so many tools in Dreamweaver, it can be a little overwhelming as well. So just to show you real quick, let me just add some information to the body here. So I'll call this Logo Lab. You see how it's interactive as I type. I see the information that appears. And it goes both ways. If I go down here and add some information, this is my, this is a website about the history of, this is a website about logo design. Okay, so You can see as I'm typing, it goes both ways. So it could help you actually if you want to open up Dreamweaver, create a new document, do this. It creates your code for you as you type. It doesn't, you can add images as well. So it's kind of nice. It will help you with your coding. But there's a lot more to Dreamweaver, and I like to use brackets because it really lets you focus on the code itself. But to get to the FTP function, if you go under Site, you click on New Site, and it brings up this window. So this is what you want to do. You first want to name your site.
What is FTP?
Oh, so FTP, that's a good question. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. And this is how you upload information from your computer to the host. So you're uploading using this protocol. You're using the file transfer protocol to upload your HTML to another computer. It's basically how you transfer information from one computer to the next if they are not on the same network. So that's what FTP stands for. And the only way to do that is through an FTP software tool and to have a host computer receiving that information. So this is where you put in the information that we took when we signed up for AltaVista. So we took that information from AltaVista that it provided us, and now we're going to add it into the site setup for the host. Let me actually go back here. Let's see. I gotta find that sticky note. Where did it go? Anyway, I'll do this first. So first you create a site name. So this can be anything. So I'll call it the same name that I gave the website, Logo Lab. And then down below you have a site folder. So this is where your HTML is going to be located. It's called unnamed site, so it gave it the default folder already, so that's fine. And then you can hit save. And then you have to go back now and manage the site. So you click on manage site, and this is where now I'm going to add the server information. Before I do that, I want to bring that sticky note back up. So I can see what I'm doing, see the information that I need to add to the FTP tool in Dreamweaver. So I'm going to go back up to the site, go into Manage Sites, click on this little pencil tool, and that's going to let me edit the site, and then click on Servers. And now this is going to associate a server with the site, and the server is going to have the FTP information that I got from AltaVista, and that will let me communicate with the server. So I'm going to hit the little plus sign here to add a new server, and now this pops up, and this will actually let me add the information that AltaVista gave me. So host name, if you look here, host name on that sticky note from AltaVista was FTP .logolab .altavista.org. The port is already set to 21, so AltaVista gave me that port number, port 21. It's already set. Username is the username that I created when I created the URL name. So it's Logo Lab. Password is the password that AltaVista gave me. So I'm just going to cut and paste that password. And then the website URL, you'll have to fix this. It's not http://ftp.logolab. You have to get rid of the FTP here. It's actually, and then once I have this set, last I can look into more options, and this should be set to passive, because AltaVista is telling me to do that. Connection type passive. So that looks good. Then you hit test, wait a few seconds, and it's gonna start to speak to the server. This server is in Italy, so basically I'm making a connection to another computer in Italy, because that's where AltaVista.org is located, and this is saying connected successfully. And it's like, wow, that's great. Now you hit save for that one, you hit save for this one, hit OK, hit done. Now under window, under window here, there should be a site window. Let me see where that's. Or let me see something here. Oh yeah, you go to window, and then under files, that's the window that we want to go into to actually see the AltaVista site. So I'm going to open up Dreamweaver. See, I have files here. So I have my local files, and that's where this HTML is now located. I want to actually access the file, the site on Dreamweaver. So there's a couple little symbols here that you have to click to actually see that server. So you click this little box here to expand, and it kind of opened it up too big, but let me close it. So what expand is giving me is on the left side is the remote server, and on the right side are my local files. If I click here, give it a couple seconds, it's actually loading up the server at AltaVista. So you have this index, and if I go back into Chrome, let's find I've got a lot of things open. And look up Logo Lab. I'm going to open up that Logo Lab website again. This page right here is this index.html right there. So, and inside this folder should be my index.html that I want to upload. Now let me see something here. So let me, one thing about this, let's see. Okay, so here I have my site window. I want to see the HTML and the site window at the same time. So what I'm going to do here is just, I'm going to go to File and save this HTML from Dreamweaver. I'm going to go to File, Save As. Find this local folder that's here. So by default, it saves it to Documents. And there should be a folder in here called Unnamed Site 2. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to save this as index.html. And give it a few seconds. So if I open up this folder now, I have index.html. Now in this folder here, if I double click on this right here, give it a few seconds, what I'm going to do is just open up the index.html that's already on Alta Vista, so you can see it. I'm gonna hit yes. I don't want to overwrite. So let's see. I'm gonna hit compare actually. Let's hit yes. Is it gonna let me? Okay, so see, I just opened this. I opened up the file in Dreamweaver from Alta Vista. So see that? So this is the file that's on Alta Vista's site already. This is like the default landing page that you get. There's the code, but I want to override it with the page that I just created. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to open up. And I think I overwrote it. So I'm just going to. Oh, go ahead. I'm just going to recreate it real quick. So it was just like a header. Do you guys follow what I'm doing? This page right here would be your page from brackets though, if you're coming from brackets. So now it says Logo Lab. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Save As. I'm going to save it as index.html. It's going to override what I just had there. Okay, so here I have index.html for Logo Lab. I'm just going to drag this and I'm going to drop it, and it should let me. Drop it, and I'm going to say yes, and then it's going to spin, and then it says file activity complete. So now when I go to my web page here for Alta Vista, if I refresh it, now it says Logo Lab. So if you go to logolab.altavista.org, yeah, I'll send this to you in chat. If you look at this, now you are able to access that web page I just created on the World Wide Web. So logolab.altavista.org is now officially live.
Like right now?
Yeah, like right now. Yep. So where's my chat window?
Now, I have a question about the images that we're uploading. I used to do clip licensing, and how is it like the image, the photograph of Robert Rauschenberg that I have the rights in terms of who shot the image and all of that. But once we upload that, aren't we liable for that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're putting a website up on the web, yeah, you want to be careful. So for the final assignment, it's going to be a gallery, and for this next assignment, it's going to be a fictitious startup that I want you to make up. We're going to create a landing page. So you don't have to upload your gallery. So like I was telling Wen, just take a screenshot of the gallery page and send it to me. That's how you're going to send the gallery. For your next two assignments though, this next assignment and your final, I am going to have you use Alta Vista to upload this. So in this circumstance with the next two projects, there shouldn't be any copyrighted information you're using for the project, so you shouldn't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you guys go into your chat and click on logolab.com, you'll see what I just created there, right? So go to this URL and you'll see logo.
I see it on mine.
Yeah, so that's the process. So I'll have this separate, this part of the video separate, but I also have a document that goes through this step by step. And sorry about that. There's a picture of something from Saturday Night Live. So I'll send everybody this document that goes through the procedure step by step again. So just follow these steps and you'll be able to do the same thing that I did. So first sign up for Alta Vista by going to altavista.org. Make sure you click on hosting. Hit start now and make sure you have hosting plan selected, and then hit go on for the next step. Create your address for the site, so you're going to make up a name. Here I don't use Facebook, I just hit edit. And then you put in your email, and then Alta Vista gives you a temporary password, so the email you get back will look like this, and you'll have the name that you picked and the password. Now this window is a little bit different. I think when you now click on this link, it bypasses this window and it goes straight to this window. So you might not see this window here. I think they changed it a little bit. But then you click on FTP and all your FTP information will be here. So this is when you can now go into Dreamweaver, click on Dreamweaver. This is an older version, so it's going to be a little different. But this process is the same. You go to your site window, you add this, you give it a name, and then you create a server for that site. Hit the plus sign, and then you can create your server name, and then you add all the information that Alta Vista gave you for the FTP site. And here it's literally showing you with the red arrows what you grabbed from what Alta Vista gave you, and you put it inside this server dialog window in Dreamweaver. Then you test it, you hit the little test button, you test it to make sure it worked, it should work. And then in the files window you'll see your local files on one side, and then if you click if you click this icon all the way to the right, it will divide your window up into two sections, local files and files on server. And then you drag these files here to the server file. You just got to make sure that the server is turned on. There's like a symbol in Dreamweaver, it looks like a plug plugging into another plug. That has to be turned on to actually turn on the server side in the Alta Vista server. But once you have that, you drag your files over and then you wait, and then it should be connected. So these are the steps. So I'll send you this document. So if you follow these steps, you should be good. So is there any questions about this process?
So will we need Dreamweaver, Professor?
So you don't necessarily need Dreamweaver. So you can also go to FileZilla, and you can download FileZilla. But it kind of works the same way. You download the FileZilla software. The client, you're the client. You know, the server is the host. And it works the same way in the sense that you have your local folder here in FileZilla and then your remote file here. But when you sign up, it'll ask you for the same information that Dreamweaver was asking for. So you can use FileZilla. I know, Jason, you're having trouble with the Adobe software.
I'm gonna reach out to them like you advised, because I think that's a good idea, and hopefully I'll get something going.
Yeah, a couple students, even without that email from PCC, reached out to Adobe directly, and they were even paying for the software, and they were just like, you know what, I can't afford it during this whole COVID crisis. Yeah. And Adobe was like, yeah, that's fine. We'll let you use it for 30 days or 90 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely asked them, but is anybody here using the Adobe Creative Cloud free of charge? Was anybody able to do that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, Jason Felicia's doing it, and then how are you, Felicia?
So Jason, I already had Creative Cloud. I was already using it, subscribing to it, and then I just contacted them. I said I didn't have the ability to pay for it during the time, and they gave it to me free for 90 days. I think actually I think it was increased to 120 days.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely do that.
Okay.
It's until October.
There you go.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's great. So yeah, that's what I'm finding out. So
And that's all of the Creative Cloud programs. That's not just one program.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so you'll get XD, you'll get Photoshop, Dreamweaver, so you can use
Lightroom.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's awesome. So yeah, it's really. Go ahead.
So I already had Creative Cloud before this, but it's the most I guess limited one, the one that only had Photoshop, Lightroom and stuff.
Yeah.
So I already had that, and they're giving that to me free. If you wanted the entire packet, you have to pay for it first, and then try to like try to tell them that I can't pay for it.
Well,
during the pandemic.
It shouldn't matter whether or not you had it before, because we all had it at school. And that's what they're doing it based on. It's based on the fact that we had access to this at school, and because we used it at school and we're not at school anymore, we need to be able to use it at home.
right.
Okay. Oh, I'll talk about my own personal account because I had that already before school.
Yeah, but what Felicia's saying is, as a student of Pasadena City College, you don't have to use your personal account. So what you can do is you can kind of put your personal account on hold and just tell Adobe, I can't afford to pay. I would like to use the free account offered by Pasadena City College. And so you can put that account on hold, and then you can access the free one, and they'll make sure it's set up correctly so you can get access for however many extra days. So save your money, don't pay for it, and then get the full version. And then once that, that ends, once you hit the deadline for the full version, just revert back to what you were paying for. But at least you have for, 3 or 4, even 5 months access to this full version, which is great.
And the thing is, even once you, as a student, even if you go back to it, the full version is only, it fluctuates. At first I was paying $19 a month, and it went up to $29 a month, and I'm unclear on that. I need to talk to them about that, but it should only be $19 a month.
Yeah, there is a student rate.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So yeah, you just, make sure you gotta fight for the free stuff right now, right? So
Yeah, I'm gonna send them an email.
the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? Is that how it goes? The squeaky wheel gets the grease. All right, so yeah. So anyways, you do have, for FTP sites, you do have other options though. So I actually use FileZilla as well, but I kind of wanted to show you Dreamweaver anyways, because now that's an option for you guys. Sometimes it's nice to throw your code into Dreamweaver and then see what Dreamweaver gives you. But if you look under, this is why Dreamweaver gets overwhelming. If I go under Toolbars and click Standard, let me see. Actually, this, I don't know why it's stuck on the screen here. So there's a lot of information here in Dreamweaver. I think it just, starting with brackets is a little bit easier. So anyways, but now you can kind of play with Dreamweaver if you want and see your code in Dreamweaver as well. So what I want you to do though, now that you've seen me go through this process with Alta Vista, I want everybody in class to get an Alta Vista account. So go through this process. Everybody should get an account, and then send me the URL that you came up with. Right? Send me an email, or even through Discord, so I know that you did that. Because the next assignment, I want you to create what we're going to talk about next is is a landing page. Actually,
Now this URL, should this URL be for the photo gallery or should it be for the imaginary startup?
the imaginary startup.
Okay.
Yeah, because basically this next assignment is I just want you to create a landing page for an imaginary startup, and it's just going to be one page, and there's going to be no navigation. So it's going to be simple, super simple, and that's kind of the nature of a landing page. Actually, it's supposed to be simple. It's not supposed to be like the gallery page. Landing pages are supposed to direct you to do one thing, and they don't want you to have any distractions. So a landing page is different than a home page in that sense. A landing page is really to capture somebody's email for marketing purposes, and that's why startups use them all the time. Let's say you have a startup for like a dog walking company. This company hasn't even launched yet, but you put a landing page out there saying, you know, Bob's Dog Walking Company, sign up to get a special, you know, first-time discount once we launch in November. You know, so you do like this pre-launch event with the landing page, and you're just trying to capture emails so you build up your audience before that company actually goes public. So let me kind of show you. I do have a little presentation on landing pages that I want to take you through. Okay, so let me go through this real quick so you have a general understanding what a landing page is. Have you guys heard of the concept of a landing page?
Yeah.
Do you see my screen then? So landing pages. So it's a pretty simple concept. Here's one for Uber. So let's say there's an Uber website, but there's also a Uber landing page just to reel in potential Uber drivers. And they'll put this out there, and you just sign up for Uber, and that's all the page is. So landing page is just one page. You know, it's like a digital marketing tool. It's where somebody sends you an email for more information. You click on the link in the email, and it takes you to the landing page for you to sign up. And a lot of times, it's coming from social media first. So you get an Instagram. There's an Instagram post for like a new product that's coming out. I feel like I just saw one the other day for like, there's this new type of Bluetooth microphone, which is really cool, and it's like a new product. Maybe it was from like Kickstarter. Now, are you guys familiar with Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Does everybody know what Kickstarter is?
Yeah.
Does anybody not know what Kickstarter is?
I don't know.
Because Kickstarter is like the place where startups sometimes form. And I like to go to Kickstarter every so often to see some of the interesting ideas that are popping up. Actually, haven't been to it in a while, so sometimes I like to look at design and tech. That's where you have a lot of apps. So let's see if there's something interesting. Sometimes I like to find weird stuff too. See if there's anything weird here.
Now, are these items that you see on Kickstarter, are they just concept, or are they prototype, or have they already been?
A lot of times they're in the conceptual stages. Like, you know, here though they obviously created this prototype already. it's just kind of like, it's kind of a cool idea of a little flower pot that waters itself inside your house, I guess. You know, unfortunately, it's not doing too well. But if you go to, like, let's say, go to their Facebook page. So it's this Pico Garden. And I guess that's just a link to share. But sometimes Quickstarter will show you the launch page for something like this. But this is where, like, some startups happen sometimes, is on Quickstarter. The other place that you'll find startups is this Combinator. Y Combinator actually has a competition where they have startups come together, and they'll give, like here, they'll invest $150,000 on a startup idea. Here's all the different startups that came out of it. Sometimes even for, like, this project in class, like if you have like a real startup, you know, this could maybe be the start of it. So Y Combinator, Kickstarter, Indiegogo, those are your places for startups. And so when you create that startup, you want to create this landing page as part of it. So any type of idea too, it doesn't necessarily have to be a startup. It could be like a new website, maybe it's a charity. The landing page is what you do while you're developing the website. So you're developing your website, you know it's going to take 6 months for the website to be done, but you can put up a quick one-page landing page to attract people. So the landing page is different than the whole home page because it's a call to action. It's one focus, one goal. You have one call to action. That's usually sign up. You know, sign up, and we'll tell you when we're going to launch. Sign up, and we'll give you a discount. Things to remember for the landing page, though, is this idea above the fold. So a website can be much taller than your screen. So anything above the fold is what you see on the screen right when you open up the website, the most important information. Another point to a landing page is to show something in action. So have a video or a GIF of some sort. There's no nav bar. The copy is super simple, and you want that page to load quickly because you don't want people to walk away from it and ignore it if it's taking too long to load. So here is, you'll hear this term in internet marketing called the funnel. So the idea with the funnel is you try to pull people into the funnel. So you start with social media and email campaigns and even Google ads. So that's the top. And the landing page is the main part of the funnel. And then if you get an email from that landing page, that's when you get a conversion. So a conversion is an email that you get after people come through that funnel. And then landing page versus home page. Home pages will have lots of links. So like your gallery website, you have multiple links going to gallery pages. Usually the landing page has like 0 links. It's super simple. It's just dedicated to that one thing. A lot of times what people will do with landing pages is they'll create 2 landing pages and they'll market each one separately, and that's called A and B testing, where you're launching 2 landing pages for the same product at the same time, and you're trying to see which landing page works better. So that's a way to test your branding for the main website before that website's actually launched, by using A and B testing. So you'll hear that term a lot when they're launching a new product, let's say. They do it in all sorts of ways. Has anybody ever been like on a some sort of marketing type test where they pay you to try a new product? Have you ever done that? Like I've done it before for like Taco Bell, where you show up and they'll have like one product, but the product will be slightly different, and one group will try one version, the other group will try another version. Like, you know, you think about Taco Bell and all the crazy things they have, like the Crunchwrap. So they'll have like one version of the Crunchwrap as your A, another version as your B, and then they can figure out what version works best based on the results of that type of testing.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, and they'll pay you. So here I just got a link for more examples. So this link has a ton of examples. So you think about all these companies. So Amazon does it all the time for like new Prime movies. You can sign up for Prime. That's the Uber sign up example. But you'll see all these. So it's a very common way to get people to get involved in a new app, a new startup, a new website, all these different things. So that's the idea with the landing page. Now, what I want you guys to do now for your assignment is to first sign up for Alta Vista, and then I want you to create a landing page and make it simple, because that's the idea of a landing page. And I'll post this here, but I want your landing page to be a fictitious startup. So you come up with an idea for a fictitious company that you want to promote. You know, it can be anything, and that company can be like, it could be a charity if you want it to be. It can be a product. It can be an app. You know, so it can be like a service. Maybe it's like drone delivery of, you know, like during COVID-19, drone delivery of like hand sanitizer. I don't know, something that's inventive, you know, and innovative. And then design a landing page. So you'll come up with the name, and that name should reflect the name when you sign up for Alta Vista. And I want you to do a couple things though with this. I want you to remember how we went through animated GIFs using the timeline feature in Photoshop. So I want you to have something that's animated for this. And then I want you to include a form. And then finally you sign up for Alta Vista. And then we're going to upload this, so you can go through the whole process of uploading your own web page to Alta Vista using an FTP tool, you know, such as the one in Dreamweaver. So it's one page, so it shouldn't be too hard. The most challenging part will probably be coming up with your concept. So for next week, I want you to come up with like the wireframe, the name of what you want to do, and just the style, like, you know, the mood board, the style tile for this fictitious company. So that's all you have to do for next week. And then also sign up for altavista.org this week. And then when we meet next Saturday, I want to make sure that everybody was successful in signing up. So maybe you'll have some challenges because you've never done it before. So let's just make sure you're able to do it. And then if you get stuck, you know, I can help you in that next class. Now, as part of this landing page, the landing page is going to have a form element because you want people to sign up for that landing page. So one of the things that we haven't really gone over is like making a form. And by the end of class, I want you to have the ability to make a form that actually works. So we'll talk about the code that will actually let you get an email from somebody else. I'm not going to go through it today, but I will go through the actual tags that you need for the form. So they're pretty simple, and these are a couple tags that we haven't gone over yet. So let me just go into brackets real quick. Where did I put it?
Are forms easy? Like
Yeah, they're pretty easy actually. Even the PHP code is like pretty easy, and I'll give you all the code, so you don't need to worry about the code itself. But the form tags are easy. So you have a form tag and you have what's called an input tag. Let me find here. So I created a couple already, just as examples. And I'll send you these examples so you can include them in this project. But you don't have to include this yet. You can wait until you show me your idea next Saturday, and then we can get into more details about including these form tags. Let me find this under recent. Let's see. Hold on 1 second here. So here's the code, basic code for a form. So what you have is a form tag, and inside that form tag you have an action attribute, and that action attribute points to a PHP file that is located in a folder with the main folder for the project that it relates to. So you have this action page.php. So I'll give you this code actually. So I'll give you the PHP code. It's not that long. It's like 10 lines of code. It's super simple. And then within the form tag, you have these label tags, and you have the input tag. And the input tag is basically the type of field that you fill in. So you have this attribute called text, and so that would be like a text field. And then for the input tag down here, you have an attribute called submit, and that's usually just, that creates like a button. So if I show you this, let me put them side by side. So here we have the main form. So the main form is just basically a parent tag that encloses the input elements. So it just is basically telling the host server that there's a PHP action associated with it. And this bit of code here has to be uploaded to the server. So PHP resides on the server. So when we create the form that works, and we'll do this next week, you'll send the PHP code to the Alta Vista site that you sign up for, and then you'll see it works. Then these names are basically labels. These labels are used by the PHP code. So in the code you'll have this F name, and then here under F name you have first name, which goes here, so that's your label, and then associated with the label is the ID of F name and the label type. So this label type of text creates a text box that you can type in, and then the input type of submit basically just creates a button, and that's the button that you hit. So when you create this PHP code, hitting submit will basically launch the PHP code. It will take the information here, and then in that PHP code is your email, and it basically sends you the first name and last name, or whatever information the person filled in. So if I duplicate, let's say, that label and that input, I might have a label type called email. So I would change this to email. So email is basically would become a variable in the PHP code, and then I would just change this label to email. And this way I could capture somebody's email as well. So I'm asking for a first name, last name, and email. And then what you would do with this is you would put this on your landing page. So I'll send you this code. So you basically can include this, and then you can use style sheets to style the label up here. So you can have a class for this as well, and give first name a style, even stylize the box and the button if you wanted to. So basically you just have to know what your input is. There's different types of inputs. Up there, let's see. So I have a little presentation on forms. Here, and I'll find it for you real quick. It's like short, but it just goes through some of this in more detail. And we'll do this again next week as well, because I want you to have a little taste for like interactivity and how to add this interactivity to a site. This is something too that's going to be good going forward, because if you do have like a gallery site, you probably want to grow your audience, right? So having that form to grab contact information is really important. So you have a form element. So the form encapsulates the actual inputs, and you have other tags that go inside that form element. So the hierarchy is you have the parent, which is the form element, and then you have these separate tags. These links will just basically go to the W3 site, but here it's kind of showing you what input is. Input type is giving you this type of form, so it's a submittal form. Then you have text area, and text area is just letting you type in like a paragraph of text. So if you want to create some sort of like website where people can submit, stories, then you use text area. Button is your button. So if you just want to do like a simple button click me, you click the button, it does something. You can associate the button with JavaScript. So that's your button. Select is where you create a toggle that actually lets you select things. So it's a drop down, you can select things, and then you have a button to submit your selection. So that's where you you're creating a form for like filling out your like taxes, let's say. There's a select and you want to select something in specific. Option is kind of the same way. Similar to select. So same type of idea where you're selecting from a group of things. Same way kind of with this field set. Here for birthday, they have this data type of date, which will actually let you select a little mini calendar for the date. Then label is just the label. And then output, that's something where you have some type of interactivity where you have one field that lets you change something, and then the other field gives you the results. So that's your output. That's more when you get into JavaScript as well, when you try to create apps, interactive type deals. But really, you just need to know form, and you just need to know input. So input specifies the field where you can enter data, and like you saw, there's many attributes for it, but you're just going to use it with label. You have a label for the label information input, and then the input is going to have an ID, and that ID is what the code looks for to actually know that you filled in something, and to send it to the server and to send it back to you. So just that this is the example that I just showed you. But I'll show you more examples next week where we get into the actual PHP code. But I don't want to get into that now because it's a lot of information. Any questions? So what you guys can do for next week is just work on this landing page, come up with a concept, make up a startup so it can be kind of fun and inventive, and then set up a wireframe that's just one page, and then keep it simple and think about colors and mood board, and then make sure you sign up for Alta Vista. So for those of you who finish your galleries, you can easily start this for next week. And then if you're not done with your galleries, just finish your galleries. I'm helping you with the templates as well. And then if you need more help, let me know, and we can do more Zoom meetings. So any questions about anything?
No.
Sounds good.
So okay, so that's all I have for today, really, is this information. So I'll submit you'll see the assignment in assignments, and I'll give you step-by-step for Alta Vista as well. So that's the most important thing. I really want you to sign up for Alta Vista. And then if you want, you can try using the FTP in Dreamweaver as it's laid out in my steps, just so you get a hang of it. So that's kind of an important thing, because like honestly, from a job standpoint, even if you're not designing web pages, FTP is file transfer protocol. It's something that you'll possibly use all the time. Somebody has like 100 images and you need to change them all in Photoshop, and it's like 1 gig's worth of files. This is where we talk about We Send It, right, and Dropbox and all these tools. This is where you have so much information you can't even put inside a Dropbox. So somebody will have a special server, and they'll give you FTP information, and you can download all that content that way. So it just makes it easy. So, but yeah, other than that, I was gonna, stop now, and then does anybody need more Zoom time with me by any chance? Well, if you do, let me know, okay, and I can help you wrap up, and then I'll send out those templates as well. So I'll make sure everybody has a template, and then for that gallery. So Hanaya and Felicia, I'll make sure you have the templates. But I think everybody else is pretty much good, going pretty good. But I can help you with whatever you guys need help with too, just to make sure that everybody's moving along. So yeah. So I guess I'll say so I'll end it for now, and then we'll reconvene next week unless you guys need help. So does that sound good?
Sounds good.
So all right. So all right, cool. And then Jason, let me know if everything works out with Photoshop.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, I will.
So all right, great. So all right, guys. So I will sign off, and then I'll be sending this video. I'll try to get the video out today as well, so you can see the whole process with Alta Vista. So I think it's good to watch that process. So, okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you. Talk to you guys later.